Run, 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 run. Okay, I'm running away. I don't want to do this again. He's found me. So now that I've triggered everyone's trauma with Winter Soldier, let's talk. When I first started playing, I had one goal, get to Diamond. There was only one problem with that. I really suck FPS, hero shooters, all these kind of games, so this was going to take a hell of a long time. So after 500 hours, I'm proud to announce I did achieve my goal and exceeded it. I acquired Grandmaster, which I'd like to think I did it sort of ahead of the curve because I've been Grandmaster for 3 or 4 weeks now. I've just been really procrastinating making this video, you know, anxiety, all that stuff. So this is going to be my tips on how to basically improve at the game and just be less of a trash player. Just roast me, do whatever you want to do. I really want to learn and get better at this game. My next goal is to eventually be in the top 500 and be able to play on that level. So if you want to follow along for the journey, leave a like and subscribe, you know the gist. It really helps me out and makes me know I actually should be making more videos. The first things first, the basics. Now this may seem obvious, but your toolkit. Just take the time, whatever character you're choosing to play, and actually read the toolkit and what it can do. I am guilty of this myself. I got strange all the way to Captain Proficiency before I realized that if I don't use my E, I get cast with an anti-heal, just because I didn't actually read it properly. So going back to the basics, just make sure you actually go into the practice range and you look at, read and understand how your toolkit works before you complain about having problems with it. Know your role. So when you lock in a character, you've basically got your dive characters and your non-dive characters. So you need to understand what your purpose is. When you're a Vanguard, for example, tank, your job is to take space and enable your team to move forward. Dive tanks are supposed to take space by diving the back line, and standard characters are supposed to take space by just pushing forward or holding the point. Tanks are supposed to be able to survive. They have a lot of damage mitigation. You can't be crying out for heals, which I do myself. Like, where the hell are my heals, bro? When you're supposed to be able to keep yourself alive, because your healer also has to heal DPS and other people as well, right? When you lock in DPS, it's the same situation, but your job is to basically secure kills and put damage pressure. Your job isn't to get as much damage as possible. If we get to the end of the game, if you've got lots of final hits, you're probably doing your job correctly. You can have 50k damage. If you're only getting 2 kills, you're probably actually feeding them more value because you're giving the healers ultimates and you're literally just wasting your time shooting a tank, probably. So your job is literally to secure the final hits and kill people that your team is whittling down. And as a strategist, yes, I said strategist, you're not a healer. Your job is to put pressure, negate people's plays, keep your team alive. You've got so much to actually do, and your number one priority is to stay alive. Like, healers that can look after each other and keep each other alive just make everything run better. You can tell the big difference between a good healer and a bad healer. So understand what your role is and what you want to play, and don't just lock in and run in and do whatever. If you're a DPS dive tank and you're fucking diving the back line 1v6 and you're dying, you're not doing your character right. Play someone else. Now, sticking to the themes of the basics. So, I did do a drawing of an Ankh, but obviously my computer isn't picking up. You can kind of see it. And then this thing, we don't like these things. All these, and while we're at it, let's just say Loki clones are on there as well. Anything that isn't a player needs to be destroyed as soon as possible. This is basics. If you leave these things unattended, it will cost you the game. It may seem obvious, but I am still in Grandmaster games seeing people think that the squids can be someone else's problem. No, it's your problem. It's everyone's problem. Deal with it. And by deal with it, obviously, a DPS is going to have an easier time, specifically snipe DPS, for example, Hawkeye, Hela, Bucky, Black Widow. The reason for this is, like, for example, with the Loki clones, if you're one-shotting a Loki clone, it gets rid of the clone, and there's a 1 in 3 chance that you actually one-shot and kill the actual Loki, who is the healer. If the Loki doesn't have his clones, his healing drastically goes down, he gets his ult slower. You're adding so much value by keeping his clones down. It's the same with the squids. Every time Namor headshots you, his squids get faster, he does so much damage. You're lowering his damage output and enabling, say, your Spider-Man to dive a lot more efficiently if you're able to just get rid of the squids really fast. Sticking to the theme of the basics, this is a team game, right? So, work as a team. you'll often notice the games you win the best, everyone's moving as a group and actually getting things done together. They're not going off on their own, thinking the game is all about them. Think about your team, think about what could benefit your team, and play as a team. Fill the roles if you have to. And when I say fill the roles, obviously play what you play best. If you play it well enough, it doesn't matter if there is actually a counter to you on the field. You should be able to still play efficiently. It's more beneficial for the team for you to play, especially in the bronze to platinum ranks, something you actually know how to play. And it's not that hard to even get through an entire game with just one healer. Don't stress too much. Just play what you know how to play. And secondly, when it comes to teamwork, what I'm meaning is don't stagger. So when it's staggering is when like you've got 2 people over there, 2 people over there, and you're heading back in different ways. Make their team stagger if you can. Maybe not completely team wipes. Make it so 3 are coming back, kill them, 3 are coming back. You're more likely to keep momentum that way, but don't do it on your team. If you hear people going on reset, fall back, just fall back. Take a few minutes, regroup. Regrouping can change the entire game. And those 10 seconds of you not being on point aren't going to change anything. Don't go solo at the point thinking you are the hero of the game. And then carrying on with the basics, the number one most important thing is mentality. So I tested this in theory because I am guilty of this myself. I lose my temper and I crash out. Fucking magic!
It's so funny when you stream like that.
If I crash out, I just lose more games. If I come into the game, I'm like, yo guys, let's have a great game. I believe in you. And like boost everyone's mentality and everyone feels like they're in a good mood and having a laugh. Just in general, there was this one game where we had a Venom and we're like, bro, why'd you play so well? It's like, the trick is you just go, wee, every time you swing. The vibe was so fucking chill, we ended up winning the game. Mentality is extremely important in everything you do, not just gaming, so always make sure you've got the best outlook. Okay, and add into that as well, it goes the other way in reverse. If you can get their team to lose their mentality, even one player, so it is a saying, right? Go for the weakest player, not the strongest, because the weakest player is more likely to lose the mentality. There's a reason for that. If someone's shouting in chat and throwing the game and losing their temper and losing their mentality, your win chances just go up. So keep your own head and make them lose theirs. So if you master the basics, you're guaranteed to get to platinum. Getting from bronze to platinum at that point is just a walk in the park. It's like playing with children at that point. If you really want to up the game and make it to diamond grandmaster, you really need to start thinking of the more intermediate stuff. So ultimate economy. Essentially, it's making sure that you get the most out of this and you're not just using it. You don't need to use your ultimate as soon as you get it. You need to know you're going to get value out of it. So for a Spider-Man, if he can get his ultimate in the back line, yeah, he may not kill anyone, but if he can trigger 1 or even 2 healer ults, he's took way more value from his ultimate. That is good ultimate economy. For a healer example, say you're a Cloak and Dagger. If you see the enemy Cloak and Dagger ult, wait 3 or 4, 5 seconds-ish, wait till your team go down a bit, then ult, heal your team. You've got the advantage, you've won the trade-off on ultimate economy there. You don't want to ultimate when someone's just C9'd either. So if they've just captured a point, you don't want to ultimate there. They're just going to res. It's a waste of an ultimate. That's bad ultimate economy. And so forth and so forth. Obviously, killing people is optimistic, but sometimes just pushing a healer out or basically just pushing through a choke point, you don't even have to kill anyone, is good ultimate economy. Right, learning counters. So I put this in intermediary because I don't feel like this is the basic, because you really want to be able to just play whatever. But essentially, you need to understand what characters counter you, and a hard counter is a hard counter. That does not mean that you can't play against those players if you are a better player. But it is advised that you should learn your counter's counter and then learn to play that as well. This is the point where if you really want to climb, you need to be playing more than one character. You can one trick all the way to top 500, I guess, but you need some versatility, right? Like, if you're getting absolutely mauled over because they've got a Hela, a Punisher, a Hawkeye, and you're playing Iron Man, maybe you need to think about switching and switch to something that can counter those characters. You need to understand it's a big game of rock, paper, scissors. Right, moving on to priorities, targets, and strategy. So essentially, what it boils down to is you keep the point as long as possible. You kill their healers before they kill your healers. This is the game. Because without healers, it doesn't matter how good you are going to lose the game. So the priority target is the healer. If you're you're in front of a tank, say you're a bookie, you're in tank, and then you see there's a healer right there, you want to be dragging that healer and killing them. That's your priority target. That gets the most value out of everything. Even if you manage to get them to ultimate, that's your priority target. But when it comes to strategy on these kind of things, a lot of people think, oh, let's just go to the healer. It doesn't always work that way, and that's why healers are good. Because if your tank's pushing through and trying to get to healers and he's getting shredded, because your healers are also being pushed, you still need to keep your healers alive, right? So by priority targets, basically that's just it. Everyone's target is the healers. Even if you're a healer, if you can kill a healer, you're good. So when you go into a capture point, you essentially want to get there first, and you want to be getting that point first, because it's a lot easier if, say, a few of you die, for one person to just hold that point and get that percentage up. If you get that percentage to like 90% before you manage to team wipe, you're just all going to come back on ultimate. You basically won that round. Unless they manage to somehow also get so good that they've countered your ultimate as well. Then it's the same with point. Like, if you can hold the payload from moving or even get it to C9, that's more priority than killing people. Because now you can resurrect and they're going to get pushed back. Anyway, learning from failure or intuition. So one of the biggest things is, so I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, which is how I got this character to Lord. So when I first started playing this game, I absolutely sucked really badly at playing this game. Still do, to some degree. So I chose an easiest character, Cloak and Dagger, and I just carried on playing. And I was just healing, and I think every single time I play a character, when I get to about halfway through Centurion, about hit Lord, when I get to Lord, say 20-25 hours, it sort of just clicks. The character just sort of clicks. When I got to about 100 hours in the game, I started predicting when people are going to ult. I started dodging ultimates so easily, like Moon Knight's ult. Oh yeah, I'm out of that, no worries. I started noticing Peni mines on the floor. By the way, there's mines right there. Like little ones. Like, this is such a small detail, but my brain had freed up so much space because I died so many times that I'm just like, I hadn't understand so many situations now that I actually have the time to look. Oh, there's a Peni mine. I never had that before. And this is what I mean by learn from failure / intuition. Because every time you die, you get shown some really useful information, right? You get shown a replay of how you died, and it may suck dying. But turning around and raging, oh, it's this person's fault, defend me, which I still do. I still get frustrated on my teammates, everyone does. And the reason I put it in intermediate is because it's really hard to look at it and go, yeah, I fucked up, I overpushed there, that was my fault. What could I do better? Okay, look at the replay. What did I do wrong there? Was I an easy target? Once you start asking yourself these kind of questions, your skill level will improve drastically. Because you will no longer be thinking, oh my god, it's this person's fault, I died because I got dove. You'll be thinking, okay, maybe I can stand somewhere else next time. Okay, maybe I can do this sometimes. Okay, I'll try this, I'll try that. You learn more from people kicking your ass than you do from winning. Anyway, moving on to the advanced stuff. The advanced stuff I say is advanced because this is the sort of stuff I'm still learning, and this is the sort of stuff that will really push you into the top 500. And essentially, it's all basic stuff that just takes a lot of practice. So number one is awareness, right? Seeing Peni mines on the floor, seeing where the characters are going, paying attention in your head. Okay, this person's used this ultimate, this person's got this person's done that. Okay, this person's used this cooldown to get to me. Okay, that's going on, that's going on, that's going on. Okay, this person's the health packs are there, this is there, this is there. Just complete awareness of things that are actually going on, like seeing what's going on in front of you, seeing that your healer next to you needs heal. These seem like very basic things, but these are things that you need to have everything else as a muscle memory before you can even start thinking about. Anyway, next one, avoiding tunnel vision. Now, this was something I'm so bad at and something I still do. You know when you're like, I want to kill that Spidey, he's 1 HP, and you chase him and you overpush and you die. or you're tunnel visioning on that Psylocke over there or that Squirrel girl. But tunnel vision comes in with awareness, where it's like tunnel vision is one of the worst things that make people lose position, which is what we're going to get into next. You need to catch yourself on this, and you need to start thinking, okay, I'm tunnel visioning. Just putting pressure on someone leaving sometimes is enough. You do not have to kill them if you not have your team ready to follow up with that kill. They're 1 HP and that Spider-Man's effed off. You don't need to secure the kill. You've done your job. He's gone. He's going to come back. Do it again. He's going to come back. Do it again. You don't have to kill people, hence putting pressure and taking space. When you're a tank, if you go and put pressure on the healers and they run away, they're not healing right now. You don't need to chase them and secure that kill, because it may cost you your life, and now you've lost value in the game, going back to exchange of value. Anyway, the next one is positioning. The reason I've put positioning so high up in skill levels because I'm still learning, because every character has their own positioning, right? And it's an adaptable situation. There's no perfect position, but essentially you want to be positioned in a way where you are in control of every situation. So say you are Hawkeye, you want to be behind the tank, sort of positioned behind with some cover, so then if someone snipes you, you can choose, okay, I'm losing this fight, go there. Maybe know where and when you can go to get a health pack. Like if you're in the air of storm, you need to be able to take cover so that you can get healed up. Simple things. When you're a healer, you need to be on an off angle, not in the open, not in plain sight, unless the fight dictates it. But this, again, is an adaptable thing. You don't know where your team's going to go. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's a very advanced thing. So like I'm learning Loki right now, and positioning for Loki is completely different for me from positioning on other characters, because I have to think about where my clones are, I have to think about where I'm going, I have to think where my clone's going to be when I need to get away, where the health pack is, because I'm not going to be stood with the health pack. I can't be stood in an obvious position. I can't be moving around too much. There's so much positioning things, but then you also have to be out in the open to heal people. Yeah, this is why Loki is a 4-star character, by the way. So positioning is very important, and I'm going to be going over in depth everything I learned about how to position specific characters in later videos. And the last one is aim. So when I say aim, my aim was about 70% absolute dog crap. It's just playing the game in itself will increase your aim. But if you've got top tier aim, like if you ever watch a #1 spectate video or whatever, you'll notice they've always got really good aim. If you're a Hawkeye with good aim, it doesn't matter if anything else, you're just gonna kill everyone before you even have to worry about everything. But it doesn't just come for a lot of people. I put it in advance because if you've got it, it will push you basically probably Celestial and above. Not all characters require it, like Scarlet Witch or whatever. You want to be practicing it. So what I do is I go into the practice range, I put super long range, Spider-Man, super fast, random, and I just go to town on Spider-Man. Not only is this really good therapy, but it just does help. It improves. Like if I do this for 45 minutes, my aim will be drastically better than if I don't do it at the start of my gaming session. If you made it this far in the video, just a big thanks from me. This took a lot of like overcoming procrastinating and that to get this video made, so I'd appreciate if you leave a like and a subscribe. Give me your feedback on the video. Is it over edited? Should I edit more? It took me like a week to make this video, so it's probably not the most efficient, and I've already kind of decided where I want to go with the channel, but I'm going to finish this series of Marvel Rivals videos, even though I do want to go in a different direction later. But apart from that, peace out, love you all, bye bye.